Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Eric and we're going to go over a state of the collection. I think every video that I do, I have 3 or 4 people ask me for state of the collection, and I like seeing them too from YouTubers. The thing to know is that there's a lot that goes into doing these reviews and watches, and also there's a lot of guys that do reviews that have 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. They don't even have the watch. They put it up on a screen. They talk about it. They don't have the watch. I don't know how they do that. You know, I prefer to have the watch and it be mine, to be honest with you. Maybe in the future I'll have to do that. I don't know. But what I've done and what I have done, they've been my watches for the majority of them. Some of them I have had sponsors for them and they've given them to me, so that's great. But the majority of what I've done is they're my watches. So really, I'm going to be straight with you all the time. I'll always tell it like it is. And watches and doing reviews on YouTube are not easy because you've got to buy and sell all the time. And I can't tell you how many watches that I regret selling. There's a lot of watches I regret selling that I miss. But you know what? You got to move them on to do more reviews. And that task alone, it's time consuming. You know, having the watch, doing the review, selling the watch, packaging it up, buying another watch, having it receive it, unbox it. It's constant. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it takes money. So what happens is, for me at least, is I'm left with a core group of watches that are untouchable. So, and the reason that is, and I think people can identify with this, is that it's an emotional attachment to a watch. There are watches that I have that are, you know, $100 or $2,000. I won't sell them for $100,000. They're off limits, totally, because there's an emotional attachment to those watches. So I'm going to go over what those watches are right now. Thanks so much. Okay, let's get to it. This is the most valuable watch I have. Yep, this is a 36 millimeter. It's the original Seamaster Bond. So this is my very first luxury watch, probably 97 or 98. I have it on this rubber because I wore out the band so much. They wanted like $1,000 for the bracelet. I still have it. It's fine. But I found this that's actually made for it. So this is a watch. It's untouchable, absolutely untouchable. Yep, it's quartz, and it's an Omega Seamaster, but the original first one, my first luxury watch. You'd have to pry this from my cold, dead hands, going nowhere. Number 2, my first luxury chronograph, also not going anywhere. This is a Dunhill. I think it's one of 300 made. It has an ETA 2824 with Dubois Dupree movement on top of it, but it's a really great chronograph. All of the pushers are hidden. It's really, really nice. It's tactile, it's smooth, it's just a beautiful watch. And it's very Dunhill. It's supposed to look like a wheel, you know, like a knockoff of a wheel. That's why these registers look this way. It's just a really beautiful watch. And even the strap, it's beautiful. I wore out the strap on this. This is also gotta be 20 years old, 15 years old. I wore the strap out and I brought it to Dunhill to replace it. It was like $500 for the strap. They gave me a new clasp when I didn't need it. You know how they do that. I mean, everybody's learned from Rolex, right? That you don't give them their watches. They'll change hands on you and all kinds of stuff. But so this is all new. But I didn't need it anyway, but I got it. So this is also not going anywhere. Never will. Pry it from my cold, dead hands. Number 3, here comes a big one for you guys. So next is, yes, it's a Seagull, believe it or not. And I put it on this ribbed NATO. This is an amazing watch. I think you get it for like $150 to $200, $250. Column wheel. And it's not going anywhere. I just love it. I think it's great. I think it's the best buy for a chronograph that you can get, period. So that's not going anywhere. Now I'll pull out 2 at the same time for a reason. So these 2, they're not going anywhere. This is the new one. This one just came back out. It's a reissue. And this is a 1970 model. Absolutely love this Bulova. Absolutely love the Devil Diver. And it's because of how different that dial is and the case. What people don't understand is when this one was being made, which is I swear they're nearly identical. When this was being made, at the same time, Central Boitesse was making the cases for the Omega Speedmaster. The same case manufacturer that designed this was making the cases for the Omega Speedmaster, Central Boitesse. It says CB on the inside. Also, the other thing is the dial. The dial for this, at the same time they were making this dial, they were making dials for the Rolex Daytona, the Paul Newman. That's the same company, Singer. Same exact one. If you looked under this dial, it's Singer. If you look under Rolex, it's Singer. So you have Central Boitesse and Singer, who are working on Omega Speedmaster and the Daytona, making the same watch, making this watch. It's a beautiful watch. These things are crazy priced. I've seen them at $5,000 for that. And this thing is like brand new. It's crazy. I don't polish it. It hasn't been polished or anything like that, but it is absolutely in perfect condition. It does have a Hesalite, but I just used, buffed it up. It's fantastic. It's absolutely beautiful. And then I bought an original 1960s Tropic for it as well. So not going anywhere. And this one, just because I have this one, not going anywhere. And then finally, yes, I said finally, believe it or not, only 6 watches is this watch. People will never understand this watch, and I don't care. This is my favorite dive watch. I have an emotional attachment to this watch. This watch is made in Australia. It's made by a company called OWC. There's a guy named Dan Falk that was making watches. I don't know if he's still making watches or not, but it was troublesome to even get them from him when you could. But this watch is amazing. It's just super great. It's fantastic. The lume is amazing. You could choose. What I liked about this watch is you can choose and customize it any way you want. If you wanted these type of hands, snowflake hands, which I wanted. If you wanted knurling on the side, like this has. If you wanted knurling on the crown. So you can get these pretty much any way you wanted, and they would cost different prices. Also, you could put the movement. It could be a Sellita movement. It could be Soprod. It could be a Soprod A10 movement. It could be any of those things. So this watch is not going anywhere. I've had it for a long time, and I absolutely love it. It's a 300-meter diver. I totally trust this watch. It's 1 to 2 seconds off a day still, and it hasn't been serviced or anything. It's probably 8 years old. So there you go. That's it. 6 watches. 6 watches out of all the watches I've shown on my channel. That's it. So let's go back up top. Thanks. So there you go. I don't think it's what a lot of people thought it would be. They probably thought there's a lot of Rolexes, Tudors, things like that. No, there's not. I'm in flux constantly. I'm constantly buying or selling watches because I have to have them in my hand, as I said. So I think a lot of people may be like me and have those emotional attachments to watches. Let me know in the comments below if you feel that way. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks.